NASA knows a secret about you. The U.S. government has a secret about you. The elite have a secret about you. There's a reason that black cells are literally in outer space. Your royal DNA cellular bloodline is filled with the God particle, but it lies dormant within you. Beloved, my name is Vicky Dillard. I received supernatural insight concerning your messenger DNA code from a supernatural messenger. If you're not supernatural, this isn't for you, but if it's for you, you don't want to miss my ancestral messenger DNA code activation part 2 on the most magical date of the year. Don't miss it. The link is below. Signs and wonders follow. Don't miss it. 12/12/21 is your day to ascend into your God particle.
So there was a brother that's accused of intimidating a judge and interfering with the judicial process in the manslaughter trial for former race soldier Kim Potter. Now, the activist was arrested and charged with harassing a court official, and now his past relationship with the judge could have an effect on his new case. Now, I said a group of protesters assembled outside an apartment building, thought to be the residence of Hennepin County Judge Regina Chu. It said on November the 6th, they gathered to express their objections to Potter's trial not being televised or streamed live. Now, local activist Cortez Rice participated in the action to persuade the judge to reconsider letting cameras in the courtroom. Now, I said Potter, of course, she's a white female race soldier out of Minneapolis, Brooklyn Center, who was charged in first and second degree manslaughter in the shooting death of black motorist Daunte Wright. If you remember that case, you know, she claimed she thought it was her taser, but no. So they say the former, race soldier claims she mistook her handgun for the taser and fatally shot Wright during the traffic stop. In August, Chu ruled that the media would not be allowed to record, broadcast, or live stream the trial because Potter and her legal team did not want the cameras inside the courtroom. They say under Minnesota law, either the defendant or the prosecutor can withhold consent for a trial to be broadcast. Well, why is that? I have an issue with that. Every court case should be broadcast, right, on a public channel, live stream. Wherever. Taxpayers are paying for that. You are publicly charged. Your trial should be public. Why should you have your case out there where nobody can know what's going on? Why? You know what I'm saying? I mean, when they put your mugshot out there publicly, they tell people what your charges are all on the news. Why the trial can't be broadcasted? That's in the interest of the public. So no, that needs to go. In Minnesota, I mean, that's what, one of those Democrat enclaves. That's interesting, right? So they say continuing, Chu further believed that additional people would elevate the virus risk. Now, she knows she alive. She can sit up there and say everybody wear a mask in the courtroom. There ain't nothing gonna happen. How is it people fly airplanes every freaking day and they wear a mask and you ain't been hearing these big mass virus outbreaks on the airline? So they say she did, however, afford the press and others from the public an opportunity to view the trial from a designated overflow room. So Chu ruled at the time that while concerned citizens and media have a right to access public trials, Potter's right to ban TV cameras trumped the public interest value of any telecast. So by October, a coalition of media outlets had filed a motion asking the judge to reconsider. As there one precedent the group could point to was this year's murder trial of Derek Chauvin in the same county, where the judge in that case ruled that the proceedings could be telecast despite the objections of lawyers representing the former race soldier. Rice as well chose to press the case for televising the Potter trial, and the route he took was demonstration. So he's like, look, okay, you're not going to give me what I want. I'm a protest. I'm going to show up at your house. I'm pulling up. And that's what he did. So November 6th protest, Rice streamed himself not only going into the building, but making his way up to the 12th floor to an apartment he believed where the judge lived. As he approached the door, they believed was Chu's apartment. He says, I think this is her crib right here. After leaving what he thought was her doorstep, he went to the lobby with the other protesters, informing them that's her window on the 12th floor. Now, a criminal complaint was filed in Hennepin County citing Rice's alleged harassment. It said the document stated the defendant live streamed on YouTube while doing so. Okay, so he went on ahead and made sure to do his YouTube live. Well, I hope he got some super chats for that one. I mean, he out there just trying to do some work. So it said the complaint quotes Rice, who says that he was also a friend of George Floyd in the video, as saying, we on her heels, we want cameras, the people deserve to know. Now, late in the video, according to the complaint, he shouts, we demand transparency. we'd hate you to get kicked out of your apartment. Okay. I mean, he just basically saying we hate for you to get evicted. Okay. So in the complaint, it say Chu expresses that she believes she was the target of the defendant and other protesters, and further stated that it was her belief that the intention was to intimidate her and to interfere with the judicial process. Now, Rice has been arrested. He was picked up in Waukesha County. It's a Wisconsin, transferred on Tuesday, December 7th to the state of Minnesota, and now in the custody of Hennepin County Sheriff's Office. He's charged with a felony count of harassment involving retaliation against a judicial officer. Because he went protest. He didn't destroy anything. Nobody burned any buildings down. How is that intimidating when you're protesting, right? So it said originally it said a judge named Bill Cochin considered the prosecution's suggestion of setting his bond at $50,000 without conditions and a $30,000 with conditions on charge related to Chu. It said after hearing the Hennepin County Court, his bond was set at $20,000 and a court hearing was set for December 20th. It said that was later rescinded and his bond was denied once more after information about Rice's previous legal troubles emerged. So as I said, 3 days after the protest, Judge Chu reversed herself and agreed to allow cameras in the courtroom. Well, look at there. Well, it seems like the brother had got exactly what he was trying to do. He just wanted some transparency. That's all he asked for. And it seems like she, reconsidered. And she decided to go ahead on those cameras. Now, I said, Chu's history of Rice extends before the November 6th protest, and say a 32-year-old brother appeared in her courtroom in October to answer charges of probation violation. They, going talking about his charges and all of that. Who freaking cares about if he had some charges and the judge was dealing with a case with him? Okay, so what they got to do with it? I mean, he had got probation for that? Okay. Now they say a Judge Gary Bastain had ruled that because Rice traveled to Wisconsin, he violated for the third time his probation, complicating his current charge. And because of this, he denied the Black Lives Matter activist bond on his new charge. So because he was on probation, he may get stuck with some time outside of this. Now, I'm glad the brother, did his, rights of peaceful protest. But y'all got to understand what you're doing. Know your situation. Don't get yourself caught up. They got other people. They got their record clean. They can go do that. You always got to consider what you're doing. But, what he wanted is what he got. This judge changed her mind. My thing is, why don't you want the trial shown? The public needs to know the evidence. We need to hear all the evidence. We need to hear, all the testimony. And, of course, it's going on right now. It actually is. But we want to hear all that. That way we can actually learn and watch how the judicial system works or how it don't work. We just need to know. Because a lot of things go on in these courtrooms throughout America. And if we aren't seeing it and hearing it for ourselves, that will actually keep these prosecutors accountable, the judges accountable, and even these attorneys accountable. I think it's a good thing to show the trial. Continue to show it. But y'all let me know in the comment section y'all think about this. Like I said, the brother, he definitely got what he wanted. He may end up going to jail behind it, but his brother say he's a rider for the community. So he want to make sure that the community can see exactly what's going to happen in this trial. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. Living in America as a black person, you recognize there is one set of laws for you and one set of laws for those, especially in the white community. In our book, Passive Aggressive Racism in the System of White Supremacy, I take you through times in my life when I first started noticing white supremacy. We teach you how to recognize it, identify it, and also counter it in our book. This book is a beginner's course for those that are just starting to wake up and open their eyes to see the system of white supremacy. As a black American person, you must understand this system because this system is life or death to you. How you handle it, how you deal with it, it can affect your mental health if you don't understand this system. Pick up our book, Passive Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy, today on Amazon.